Hi, how's it going, guys? We're here talking some Penn State football. On New Year's Day, Penn State got some good news to kick off 2021. Kai Flowers, the number 121st player in the class of 2022. He's listed as a receiver, but he's also considered to be an athlete, a guy that can be at receiver, in the slot, on the outside, maybe even at running back. They can put him at defensive back on the other side of the ball. He said that the team that he's committing to, this is before he committed to Penn State, the team that he's committed to um, will be using him on both sides of the ball, or at least said that they would. And um, so that means Franklin has plans for him on both sides of the ball. And it should be interesting to see what happens when he does hit the field. He's a very talented guy. He's right now the highest rated player in the class of 2022 for Penn State. It's a very good class for Penn State so far. It's still very early in the class. Number two class in the nation. Ohio State's number one. So overall, you can't really knock Franklin in this class so far. And 2021 was a little bit disappointing, but for this next cycle, it looks like that we definitely have a lot of promise. Hopefully, we can keep it going because we still have another 11, 11 and a half months until signing day hits. Hopefully, a lot of the targets that are still on the board, we don't really have like a very high 5 star that I would say that we're interested in, or that is interested in us, I should say. But I White is probably the highest rated guy that we have a real shot at. He was a 5 star, but he's ranked barely in the top 30. But when you look at the top 300, 350 players in this class, Penn State has a lot of options that they can get, and they can build a really strong class, a very strong, deep class, kind of like the 2019 class where they got a whole lot of 4 stars. Um, they didn't really land that many players in general. They only got maybe like 20 or 21, but maybe about 18 or 19 of them out of the 21, I think were blue chip prospects. And I could see this class kind of being somewhat like that, and maybe even landing a few more prospects. And you can see this class in the top 10. So you can see a bunch of 4 stars and then more 3 stars to get about maybe 24 guys, and we could be in the top 7, 8 classes in the country. And just when it comes to recruiting, it'd be interesting to see what happens if maybe in the spring in-person visits will be able to start happening again. I think that's important for Penn State because we have such a good, strong um, pitches when it comes to them being like recruits being able to come into Happy Valley. Because I think that you have the known commodities, Ohio State and Alabama. Like when you look at this past recruiting cycle in 2021, um, recruits are going to go with what's the safer choice. Alabama, Ohio State. Uh, when you look at when you look at recruits being able to actually go out and visit places, if they really like, say, a Penn State, they might want to pick Penn State over an Alabama or Ohio State because they really like um, what they see when they're there. The problem is if they don't actually see it, like I said, they're going to go with the actual safer pick where they know that they'll have a great shot to do whatever they want to do and the college level at Ohio State and Alabama. And those two classes are obviously right now in 2021 two of the most historic classes of all time. And hopefully Penn State can kind of close that gap over these next few recruiting classes. They already have a nice start to the 2023 class too. They got a very good tight end, even though again it's early, very early in these classes, including this 2022 class. When it comes to 2021, George Rooks, who's a defensive tackle, is kind of the biggest target left on the board. He's favored to go to Penn State. We'll see what actually happens. Um, but I think maybe we'll be able to finish top 20. It's still kind of a disappointing class because we didn't get Nolan Rucci and Derek Davis, who were um, the two guys I would say that we really wanted to get in this class. Two Pennsylvania guys. Um, and the fact that we didn't get them, or at least one of them, is very disappointing. But we need to be able to build a very strong foundation in Pennsylvania. And for the last couple classes, Franklin's failed to do that. But there's plenty of Pennsylvania talent, specifically in this class, that he can get. And I hope he builds that foundation with this class and just moves that way towards the future as well. All right, thank you guys. We are Penn State.